Hello and welcome back, I am Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's do some more tutorial series with Scotland and FilthyRobot, and hopefully no more talking about mercantilism. How's it going?
Doing well, man.
Good.
I queued up another boat from the cheapest port, so it should bring us up to 20, and we need 22. So we're getting pretty close. I think we could probably finish this mission before invading Kildare and still get the double missions.
That would be very nice. Okay, so Provence has sent a herald. They tell us about their personal union with Savoy. Savoy will be now ruled by the Duke of Provence. Interesting.
Okay.
That is unusual. Savoy, if you're just curious about the history of it and all that, if you look to the southeast of France, you'll see a nice pink-looking country. It's called Savoy.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Provence just got a union over them is uncommon and very good for Provence. Very bad for France. France will normally kill Provence. They just eat them. It's this little tiny guy next to him on two sides. His army is split in half. His nation is split in half. So Provence has a very hard time defending his territory. But now that he has a union over Savoy, he basically just got 3 times stronger than he normally would be. So it's an interesting development. It's one of the reasons why EU4 is a lot of fun is that every game is different. My personal experience was like Civ 5 or Civ 6, for example, is that those kind of games, like you tend to like have a build order memorized for your tech. That's never really going to be the case in a game of EU4. Everything is different every time you play.
That's interesting. Except the build order is directly fixed, like in terms of tech.
Yeah,
like
the tech levels. Yeah, you can't go. Yeah, you can't skip a tech level. But like you could play Scotland. And every single time you play Scotland, you could just start with a different idea group, or and even if you played Scotland 10 times, every single time you played, your heir would be different with different stats, which means that your monarch point generation would be completely different.
Right, your game's going to be different because of that.
Yeah.
I got a quick question for you, Arumba. So we've been building barks because they are light ships, and light ships help us with privateering, right?
Yeah,
that's been our rationale. Okay, what do galleys do? Galleys
are a combat ship. They specialize in combat in the inland seas. So if you just want to zoom out nice and far, go to your W, your political map mode is fine. Notice that everything out... look at all the sea tiles like adjacent to Scotland. You hover over any of the actual sea tiles themselves, and you're not going to see anything other than like North Channel, supply ships reach. That's how far they can travel. But now if you go in and like say hover over any of the sea tiles near Sweden, like say the Baltic Sea, there's more information now in this tooltip.
Okay.
You know where Sweden is, right? It says, this is an inland sea. Galleys will be more effective here, performing at a higher level of combat. So, your inland seas are going to be like that entire area, basically from Denmark in. And then if you go down to Spain, you see where Castile and Portugal cross into Africa. All of that, everything into there, all the way into the Ottoman sea tiles, down to the Mamluks, Tunis. All of that is inland seas. There's also inland seas over near Asia, but basically there's specific...
So essentially these are galleys. If we're not having inland seas, they are basically only slightly better than barks in terms of combat. They're going to have 2 more cannons, and be a little bit slower.
Well, we need to talk specifically about what this galleys will be more effective here. The bonus is 100%. So in inland seas, galleys are double strength.
Right. But we're not probably assuming, I assume just based on what we're planning on expansion, we're not probably going to be doing a lot of galley fighting in inland seas, right?
Not until we get to Sweden, but that's a long ways off. So no.
Okay, so I guess what I'm getting at here is this. The timing is starting to be a little bit tight. We're going to want to invade Kildare pretty soon here, right? Because our truce is going to expire, or why doesn't it let me see that right now? There it goes, okay. Yeah, it's already expired. So we're ready to invade as soon as our troops get here, right? Well,
actually, we have no... Even if we had the truce with Kildare, it was the truce with Clan Ricard we cared about, and that expired a couple of years ago.
Right. So my point is, we're ready to go once our military arrives, right? Is it worth satisfying the mission by building 2? Because they're so much cheaper, the galleys and the barks, and rather than wait to finish the 2 which are going to be better long-term investments, is it worth the short-term cost of just building those units to complete this mission before we start to get another mission?
I would do something like that, but instead of building galleys, I would build cogs. Transports have a lot of value.
They were just more expensive. Galley was the cheapest one right there. So we just get 2 more cogs. Okay.
But because we're not in the inland seas, we pretty much would only ever want to build early carracks if we're trying to build combat units. And galleys provide no trade power, so unless we're using them for combat, they're functionally nothing but a gold sink.
Okay.
Whereas cogs have some situational utility. They also have They're I would build cogs if I were to build anything. If you wanted to do that, and it's not a bad idea. I mean, we only need, let's see, we've got 3 more ships in queue. That puts us to 20. 2 more. Yeah, I would build 2 cogs. That would, That's good. That's good. I'm going to bring our diplomat back from Denmark. I don't think we're going to be going to war with Denmark for a while. We already have the claims that we could use. And what we're going to do with him instead is we're going to start fabricating up some spy network strength against the other one province miner. A moment ago, I sent one of our diplomats off to kill Dare. We're going to send this one to Clan Card. And the only reason we're doing this, we already have our claims. We really have nothing better to do with them. And so we might as well build up some spy network strength for the extra siege efficiency, just to make the war go a little bit, tiny bit faster.
Okay.
It's the only real justification for it. We could actually declare right now if you wanted to, because we've got 10k troops here, and they only have...
No, remember the whole reason why we're waiting on this is we want the mission.
It's true. It's good you're here. I tend to forget things like that. I am an incredibly large warmonger in this game. If there's ever an opportunity to declare, I will probably declare. I'm just going to auto-transport the other 2 stack over for you.
Why do I not get the build option right now? So, just out of curiosity, so... Prior to this, when I didn't have enough money, it wouldn't show me the build option. So if I go to the build screen, so the B, and then 2 to naval units, right? And then I'm looking at these. Before, it was like showing me... Did I have to click on it before? Oh, I had to click on it before. Okay,
yeah.
never mind. Yep, okay.
So
the thing is, all right, we're building these ships out of the ones that are cheapest. Is it worth waiting for the extra ducat, essentially, to wait on these?
I would. We've got one more location. Tyrone is a cheap building location as well.
Ooh.
North part of Ireland.
Yeah, okay.
So I would use that one.
I didn't notice that before. Yep, got it.
It would be really handy. There's still so many things that they could make it better about this game. Like, if you could have a checkbox on each individual province to say, allow your fleets to auto-build from this tile.
Yeah,
from this province.
That would be nice.
So you could say, or even a checkbox on the auto-fleet building thing that says, only use tiles that produce wool. I think I briefly mentioned at one point that they had recently added these provincial modifiers based on trade goods. And up until they re-added that, a long time ago, there was a building that reduced ship costs, and I didn't like that building because it made it more tedious to build your ships. They, at one point, removed it, so ship costs were the same no matter where you built them, and that was really nice because you didn't have to think about it anymore.
Right, you could just auto-queue, yeah.
Yeah, but now they've gone and made it dumb again, and now you have to do it all tedious and manual, which is annoying. All right, so we're just waiting on our ships then. Okay,
yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, we could go pay attention to Novgorod, see how badly they're losing.
Yeah, I'll do that in a second. I'm going to wait until we hit that tick right there. Okay.
Novgorod's on high enthusiasm right now because of ongoing battles. They've got a battle going on in Tiver right now, and they're losing. Oh my god, how embarrassing is that? Just look at this. They've got 18k troops, and they're losing to 10k.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean,
we just bad rolls.
Well, let's just click on the battle. Let's just talk for a moment why they're losing by so much. You'll recall that Lithuania was on Tech 4 at the start of this war. They have actually teched up to military Tech 5 now, so they're on par. So they're no longer getting that disadvantage. But while looking at the battle, to the right of the 2 morale bars, there's 3 sets of information. There's the discipline, the morale, and the tactics. So right now, tactics is roughly equal. 0.7 is the number that is showing. It's actually 0.75 and 0.78 if you hover over it. I don't know why it doesn't carry it out to the hundredths place if it's going to track it internally, but whatever. So the numbers that Muscovite has an advantage on are he's got 3.66 morale versus 3.3, and you saw in the beginning of the game how effective having a morale advantage was for us. So he's got more morale, and then he's also got 105% discipline versus 100% discipline. So that is incredibly valuable. And then this one is kind of annoying to actually identify, but notice the actual troops that are in combat right now. On the top half, you can see the troops on our side. You hover over the little X's, those are the infantry. Just kind of like, sort of move your mouse slowly across the entire front line and just look at that tooltip as it changes. You'll just notice numbers, basically. Now do the same thing on the other side, and you'll notice when you get to the cavalry from Muscovy, they have this modifier, cavalry combat ability plus 15%.
Yeah.
To identify a nation that has that modifier, the only way that I'm aware of to do it, you have to do what we just did, which is just kind of hover your mouse over all the unit types to check and see, do they have any multipliers on their cavalry? And this is one of the reasons why Muscovy has a huge early game advantage. They have 15% bonus cavalry combat ability, and cavalry are incredibly strong at the beginning of the game because of the shock penalty.
Yeah.
Right? Shock damage is where most damage is happening. Cavalry do pure shock damage, so not only does he have more morale, more discipline, but he also has plus 15% damage dealt by cavalry units. So that's why he's doing so well. Plus, there's one other factor that I didn't check yet. The ally on our side is a 102 general versus Ivan, who's a 30, so he's got a slightly better general as well. He's got a ton of advantages. Imagine if his general actually had some shock pips instead of all fire.
Oh, so why is our fleet, the one we just created, slacking? I thought they were auto joining prior to this.
Well, the 5 stack is the transports. They finished their task. They moved their units around.
We have 2 1 stacks though, and the one
you didn't queue them up via the add
fleet
to fleet button. You queued them up via provincial building. So the easiest way to do it is grab both of them together, send them to the C tile, wait till they arrive, press the G key to merge them, M to select the missions interface, and I think we were still privateering in the English channel.
Yeah, we are. We might not have been English channel though in the end. Fuck.
It did. I think it ended up. That. Yeah, we're at 23 power projection because we're privateering England. So that is what we're doing right now. Should never leave your transport sitting in a sea tile. It's one of the other reasons why I don't like autonomous fleet transport. Is that because the ships drop off and pick up from sea tiles when they finish their task, they just park themselves in a sea tile, which means that the next time you end up at war, they'll get picked off by a passing navy.
Awesome.
Never understood it. The guy who made that feature. I begged and pleaded when it first came out, like, could you please just make the ships move into the ports? It would be so much better in so many different ways, please, pretty please. But it didn't happen. So, anyway, just kind of waiting here.
Yep.
Muscovy's on 8 war enthusiasm. One thing that might not be a bad idea to check real quick. I'm going to pull a diplomat back from England. Why don't you go try to see if Muscovy would accept a white peace?
Okay.
Okay, this is a major pop-up. Major pop-up.
I think I just dismissed it. Let's take a look here. So if we wanted to sue for peace, let's see, we're merely negotiating for ourselves, and we want to white peace, and there are not that negative, positive 19, negative minus 27, right? We need at least one more positive than negative, so we're only 8 away.
Yep, negative 8 reasons.
But Muscovy is doing everything they want to do, so they don't really care about it that way. Relative strength of alliances, Muscovite military strength. We have nothing in here that we can directly.
There's a couple of these modifiers will change over time in our favor. Number 1, Muscovite War Exhaustion will go up. That's every battle he does, every month that goes by, his war exhaustion will increase.
Is ours increasing? Even though ours increases. No, it doesn't. Even though we're not. Even though we're in the war.
It's not increasing, but it's not able to decrease because we are at war.
Okay.
So other modifiers in this that will go away and change over time. Length of war is ticking in our favor.
Yeah.
Because it's going down every month as the war continues. The main one here is Muscovy's making gains. Within the next 3 months or so, that'll probably drop off, and then he would accept a white peace. In general, the reason I prompted you to go look at it, notice in the war, the little flag at the bottom of the screen, the war overview, that little yellow horse now instead of a green. It's the visual indicator is that he's on medium enthusiasm. Generally speaking, medium enthusiasm, the war leader, Muscovy.
Yeah, but is the war enthusiasm shared? Who's our war leader?
It's talking about Muscovy himself, the war leader.
Okay.
If you want to see the war enthusiasm for individual nations, you can go to the actual war overview interface itself and look at each individual nation.
Okay.
So on the right-hand side of the war overview, it says like Muscovy, Pskov, Tver, and then you see Muscovy, medium, high, high. The war leader is the only one that matters here because Pskov and Tver are subjects underneath Muscovy. They have no say in the matter. That's what that little crossed X dove is next to their flag. It says that they cannot negotiate peace because they are a vassal or lesser partner of a union.
All right.
Lots of information, right? Anyway, all I'm trying to tell you here is, in general, medium enthusiasm, they would usually accept white peace.
Okay.
Low enthusiasm, they will always accept white peace. So, we got a herald from Castile. It's not the one that I expected that it was, so never mind. They just gained some opinion with Portugal. Who cares? There's an event that's going to probably happen within the next 30 years called the Iberian Wedding, and it's a big deal.
Right.
It's kind of like the Polish Union over Lithuania. So we want to see what Portugal, or sorry, what Castile ends up doing with that. Muscovy continuing to crush Novgorod stacks. Novgorod stupidly trying to reinforce. Now he's going to send a 2-stack. 2-stack versus an 11-stack. Get himself stack wipe. Yep, done. Yep, okay.
Yeah, I want to see if I can duplicate what you just did with the fleet here. So do I click it to the fleet they're privateering, the place they're privateering from, or the place where they're actually at right now?
If you want to do it the way that I do it, I would just select the Navy, click the missions button, click privateer, and then instead of looking on the map at all, I've never really used the map because I just don't do it that way. Hover over those buttons now. They're in that thing, the send. You can see North Sea, Bordeaux, Lubeck, English Channel. You just click send in the English Channel. And that way you don't even have to look for it.
Okay. But is that... Okay, because that's where our guys are. They're going to auto... You're talking... This is the new one I just grabbed.
Mm-hmm. And
yeah, I'm just sending it to the English channel alone, and it will join up the other one.
Yep. Ships that are on the same mission in the same sea zone will end up merging.
Awesome.
So if they're both privateering, they'll join. If there's one privateering, one protecting, then they won't join.
Okay.
They just have to be in the same mission.
I hope we have enough sailors for this.
Jeez. Oops, I should not have done that. Anyway, I guess we'll go back to fabricating claims on England while we wait for Muscovite enthusiasm to drop down to either low, or wait for this Muscovites making gains thing to go away. What are we doing on those last two ships? You already got them keyed up?
They're finishing. Like
nice.
115 days, right?
Let's just double check here. 29 times 0.75. Yep, that's going to be enough ships. Cool.
Good, because I'd like to get our war onto Clan going.
Novgorod's got their capital being besieged. The walls have been breached once. They've got a negative 21% chance this next siege tick for it to fall. So that means probably within the next 3 to 6 months or so, the Novgorod capital will fall.
They're red now. Their war enthusiasm is low. Does that mean we should try and negotiate?
Yeah, so here's the thing. If we separate peace, we are going to lose trust with Novgorod, but you already decided you want to break the alliance with them anyway, so screw them.
Okay, then I'm going to try to do that. Let's just see if I can do that. So I right-click here. White piece. White piece is green. We're currently 5 over. Can we get anything else out of that?
No, in order to actually make a demand, you have to have 10 war score. And if you'll notice at the top of this peace deal interface, you have 0%.
Yeah.
In order to get individual war score, we would have to occupy provinces. That's the only way we would be able to obtain individual war score with Muscovy. So, if you ask for anything...
send demand then, which is actually just white peace.
Yep, because the peace offer value is 0. Yep. So just send a demand, and tomorrow they'll say yes, and so now we're out of the war. Let's go look at the trust to see how that actually affected things. Go ahead and right-click on Novgorod. And at the top of all of the choices, we're going to go to the Diplomatic Feedback tab. And shortcut key is D if you just want to use that.
Okay.
And you can see that their trust of us now is at 40, down from 50.
Okay.
We lost 10 trust. We're not happy about that. We're going to
break this alliance in a second here. How do we break an alliance?
You just got to wait for a diplomat.
Okay. So 30 days. That's fine.
Yep. If you're planning on declaring right this second, we should raise maintenance, by the way. Well, we've got 40 days till the next ship, so we should probably get maintenance going up now. Okay. So take 4 months to get them there. Sweden wants us to support their independence again. It's going to be a no.
Sweden. Yep.
Yeah, you snooze, you lose, man. Let's send our other transport over to join the primary transport fleet. Our truce with England just ended. Well, it took us 2 whole years there. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, hopefully England doesn't have any grand plans here, like attacking France and drags us into a war with them while we're trying to do these one-province minors. But our diplomat's free. Go ahead and break the alliance with Novgorod then. And again,
so right-click on Novgorod, go to our Diplomatic Action tab, dissolve the alliance. Okay, we're at -30. That's not us right now. Where's the actual standing? You said the standing was under D, so we're at 40 trust and 6 favors. Novgorod owes us 6 favors.
Yep. So as long as you're allied to a nation, you gain favor over time relative to your strength versus their strength. So because we were allied to them for roughly 6 years, we gained 6 favors. Those favors could have been used to call them into an offensive war, to buy up trust with them over time if we wanted to play nice, but we're players. We're never going to play nice with the AI. But
why did we just get a casus belli for breaking that alliance?
It actually has nothing to do with the alliance being broken and everything to do with the fact that you did an action which caused the game to do some updates.
Okay.
We got an alert a second ago saying our truce with England has expired. Because we have no truce with a rival, we gain the humiliate rival CB.
Oh, wow.
So we're being made aware that you just gained a CB that we didn't have a second ago.
Okay.
So one last thing about the trust, right? So the only thing that we just lost with Novgorod was opinion, not trust, by breaking the alliance. If you look at their actual opinion, it's -50 from broke alliance, but they would actually accept an alliance. We just told them no. We don't want to be friends, but they would actually accept the alliance again if we asked them.
Okay.
But
good. Let's back out of there. Let's not get into wars we can't win.
One final thing, right-click on Lithuania, and you'll notice that their trust is at 40 as well. Every partner on our side of that equation, we lost 10 trust with. So both Novgorod and Lithuania. But everyone else should still be at 50. Everyone else in the whole map. So, and actually with France, we're still at 50. One thing I don't like about this tooltip, it says right in the tooltip, trust is a measure of strength of an alliance. It decreases if we break promises or act dishonorably toward them. It can be increased by spending favors. It will also increase with time as long as you're allied or one sub is the subject of the other. I think that's horseshit. I have never seen trust go up over time automatically just from being allies. I don't think that's correct. But
Funny.
You have to buy 10 favors will buy you 5 trust is what you would normally do. Anyway, so our alliance is done, and we just need a little bit of morale, and we're ready to declare on our next target.
Yep, excellent. We're gonna declare on Clan Ricard, and then
there's our mission.
Okay.
Go ahead and let's see what we got. Any good missions?
Let's see what we got. Well, I just want to see what we got first. We got naval maintenance modifier and shipbuilding time. Okay, those are not actually that great bonuses. Why did we care about that mission? Do we get anything else for completing missions, or just the effects they tell us?
Just the effects they tell you. The reason we did it,
I guess we wanted naval eventually, navy eventually. Right?
It was just the best of the options that we had.
Okay.
Now this other mission for Naval Race versus Denmark is not something we should actually do right now. I think.
I'm gonna get the missions. Okay, there it is. Naval Race with Denmark.
We'd only have to build 2 more ships, and it is a separate modifier from the one that we just got. But we don't care about sailors, and we don't really care about naval tradition, and we don't care about naval morale. We don't care about any of those things. So
National Sailor Modifier? What? That's 20%? That's a huge number.
Yeah.
Think how many more sailors we could have.
I do really like the accumulate money mission, but the best option here is remove Clan Ricard from the map by far. So go ahead and take that one.
It's gonna be so easy to do, right?
Oh god, yeah.
Prestige is nice.
That's gonna be an easy war here. Go ahead and take that mission.
You accepted it for us?
No, you do it. Good.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna let time pass until the first. We're gonna keep a dip map free, so we have a dip map ready to go on the first of the month, and we're probably gonna declare next month.
Did I select it or not? So I'm seeing.
You did.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah. Did I take it though?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, there was no confirmation. We got a pop-up as well, by the way.
Nice! Our heir has a great trait. Cool. James Stewart III is a well-connected ruler. Advisor cost minus 20%. That's awesome. It's a great modifier.
Cool. We also got a pop-up. Noble allies with foreign power. The nobility was not fully subjugated during this age, and nobles could and did make strike. Blah blah blah. What is it? Okay, what do we actually have? They will pay for this. We already had this fucking pop-up. This is the annoying one. We either lose 33 admin and lose 10 loyalty with nobility, and we'll gain a diplomatic insult casus belli on Kildare, which we don't give a fuck about because we're about to kill them anyways. Or we can lose 15 prestige, and the nobility gains 10 loyalty. Our prestige is getting hit quite a lot from these. That's the kind of ugly options.
I mean, we did already take the tech requisite to unlock our idea group, so admin points are slightly less valuable to me now than they used to be, but not by much. So I don't really want to take that hit.
So they're currently at 57. It's the breakpoint is 40, right? So 47 would be fine if we lost 10 loyalty.
Yeah.
So 33 admin and 10 loyalty isn't that impactful. It's annoying. It delays our admin power accumulation, I suppose. Or we'll deal with them later. I don't really want to lose 15 prestige out of 51 right now, although it would give us more loyalty. What could we do if we got more loyalty with them? Take something from them?
How about we utilize a little trick here? But let's talk about it at the beginning of the next episode. We'll use a little teaser, and we'll do a small trick that'll, I think you'll
Make
like.
me happier.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. We'll see you again in the next episode.